For the past month, we've been working feverishly to complete every repair, upgrade, and modification to the van from a list we'd been working on for 6 months while on the road. We have watched as our little island home has woken from its winter slumber, springing to life, and then quickly donning its summer palette of varied hues of green. This means, of course, that we must now leave here and begin our journey north to the Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Alaska to spend the summer up north before leaving and traveling all the way to Patagonia. Or so we thought. As it turns out, fate had different plans for us. What was supposed to be 2 weeks spent exploring the northern parts of Vancouver Island quickly turned into a waiting game that would keep us tethered to our island home for an additional week and a half. While fueling up and getting groceries in Campbell River, a last-minute test of our Starlink system resulted in a failure to launch, and we were forced to order parts and then hurry up and wait. A small miscut that I had made while flat mounting our Starlink last winter led to a partially severed Ethernet cable and subsequent hashed together repair that lasted us until we made it home, but not past that. So, while we're here, we thought that we should make the best of our time and show you around the island we call home base here in coastal British Columbia. 2 years ago, my parents moved here. Tired of the continuous urban sprawl and growing population of the lower mainland in the Fraser Valley, they decided to move back to an island and wound up here. At that time, my life was in a state of limbo, so I followed them here, and soon after, I met Megan, and we began our life together shortly after. I always get a chuckle when I think about how much of British Columbia I've explored, which, oddly enough, isn't as much as you might think, considering I was born here. Meg didn't start traveling BC until a long time after me, and has seen far more of BC than I have. To add to that, I was born on Vancouver Island and have barely explored any of it, which leaves me a little saddened that I won't have time to explore more before we leave. So, for now, we'll familiarize ourselves with what's right here at our fingertips. The summer heat is most certainly here already. However, it hasn't quite permeated the water yet, and this spring-fed lake is cold. Real cold. As luck would have it, a friend of mine and his brother were exploring Vancouver Island on their motos and opted to join us on Quadra to explore with us for a short time.
Now the turnup's gonna go there somewhere.
she's pretty freaking green, like. Check out those ferns. Just check them.
In 2019, I purchased an ex-British military transport truck to start an expedition build. Matt was a pivotal part of that, and he not only steered me in the direction of the owner of the truck, but also aided in attempting to get it from Abbotsford, BC to Vermilion, Alberta, a 1,400 kilometer trip that unfortunately we only completed roughly 300 kilometers of. Since then, we have stayed in touch, but have only spent time together once in the 4 years since.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
After a short time at the lake, we coordinated with the guys and sent them ahead of us. We tend to poke along pretty slowly on the trails, and it seemed a better idea to let them have some fun on the bikes, exploring at their own speed, which, as you'll see, is substantially quicker than ours.
Come on, Nathan! Come on, man! You gonna left it for me, Matt?
Oh yeah. Just stop right here.
Yeah, lift with all your might.
Tons of room. What did you find?
Present.
Oh,
What's it called again?
it's an
abalone.
abalone shell. And they have really pretty, obviously, interiors. And ever so often they wash up on shore. Really cool. The last one that I found was in Baja. It was a lot bigger.
And we gave it to my sister-in-law.
Yeah. And we have one van-sized.
Van-sized abalone.
We stayed at this same spot last year, right before our official send-off date on our southern travels for the winter. We had just completed a 4-month rebuild of the van. Everything was new, and we had only spent a night or two sleeping inside on our parents' driveway. The feeling of being back in the van after all that work and all that time was exhilarating. Doing so again after a month of work before leaving for the north seems rather fitting. The guys get to work setting up camp as I prepare a small fire, and Meg takes on making dinner. I've often thought about traveling via motorcycle, but have never taken the time to get my license and had enough money to purchase a bike. I'm not sure it will ever be our style of travel, as we're obviously pretty dedicated to life on 4 wheels versus 2. What are we having?
We're having canned salmon for dinner. We're having salmon rice bowls with edamame and seaweed and avocado and QP mayo.
Yeah.
Yum.
That just looks like a pokeball.
Yeah. Don't worry, there's no cucumbers in yours.
Okay, thank you.
What would you like to drink, sir?
There's another one.
It's moments like these that we're so very excited to collect in the months ahead of us. For the past 2 winters, Meg and I have traveled south for the winter. It was within the first 2 months during our first trip that we decided that we would drive the Pan American Highway. As the plan developed, it was clear that we would spend the summer up north and do the entire stretch of road from top to bottom in one shot. It's been a long time coming. Countless hours of preparation, planning, and thought have been put into this trip, and now that we're on the cusp of our final days, the excitement begins to beat on the walls of our chest, threatening to burst out. What experiences lay ahead of us? What people will cross our paths who will inevitably change the course of our lives? What unforgettable memories will we forge and place within our library to look back on in our old age? It's all out there, just waiting for us. The next morning, Matt and Nathan made quick work of packing up camp. Their travels would take them back to Vancouver Island, where they would continue northward to do some more exploring before returning back home to work.
Mike, tell me about last night.
It was a mosquito infestation.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep.
So we are going to have to work to get the mosquito nets a little bit tighter, I suppose. Fewer holes, because somehow mosquitoes kept on getting in last night, which was not optimal.
With some last-minute maintenance, the guys are ready to depart, and we were too.
don't want my alignment to be out.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
All right, guys.
Have a good trip.
Totally. You too. Later.
Although we've called Quadra our home base for 2 years, somehow I have never managed to make it over to Cortes, Quadra's neighboring island. Quadra serves as a transition island, and travelers must take a second ferry off the east side to get to Cortes. Seeing as we have time to kill and nowhere else to be, we've made plans to meet our friend Masha, who moors her sailboat at Cortes. The ferry ride over to Cortes is roughly 40 minutes. Riders are treated with beautiful views of rocky islands and the coastal range in the eastern direction, and Strathcona Park in the western direction. And if you time it right, you'll get to meet this handsome fella. There is an undeniably different feeling to the island of Cortes. It is notably different from Quadra. Perhaps it's the unique and ever-changing homesteads that can be spotted through the trees as you drive, or maybe it's that extra bit of remoteness achieved by needing to take 2 ferries to get here. Whatever it is, we like it. Our friend Masha is one of those badass ladies who has chosen to not fit into the mold and instead trade conformity for life of adventure. She lives aboard her 42-foot sailboat and just last year sailed to Alaska by herself. She shucks a pretty good oyster too.
I'm gonna give you this ladder up.
We enjoyed a pleasant evening aboard Masha's boat, listening to waves lap against the hull, watching seaplanes land, and drinking far too many beverages. This time is an interesting sneak peek into a life we're curious about. We're not entirely certain what waits for us at the end of the Pan American Highway, but if it's living aboard a sailboat or starting a homestead on a remote island, we wouldn't be mad about it.
Boat staff. Thanks for coming. For sure. Like, I think that. It's like this guy is. I think he's like.
Masha just shucked us an oyster. Alex is gonna eat it.
Slurp this.
You slurp it, eh? Is it like free?
Yeah, I freed it.
Just go for it.
I hope so.
That's interesting.
Okay, I'm pretty,
Sorry.
pretty good with a lot of flavor.
Sorry, is there a shell in there?
Just a little sand. That was delicious.
Good for
The following morning greeted us in the unique manner that only a coastal British Columbia morning can offer, with serene silence, the chirping of birds, the buzzing of bees, all reverberating across the calm, glassy seawater of a shallow bay. After a brief morning of work and a quick return drive to the ferry, we set off for home. Hopefully our packages will arrive soon, allowing us to finalize the remaining repairs to our Starlink. It's disheartening to realize that our travels can be so easily disrupted by a simple severed wire. As individuals with online jobs, a stable connection is crucial for us to carry out our work. Being turned back at the very beginning of our departure was frustrating, but it allowed us to become better acquainted with what's within our borders and catch up with friends before we leave for a very long time. When we depart next, we will only see this place for another week before leaving home and not returning until we reach the southern tip of South America.
Well, there's the culprit. Inside this little connector is a wire that is just barely hanging on, and I'm pretty sure that is what's responsible for all the issues that we've had with our Starlink thus far. So we've got 3 of these cables coming from 2 different locations. Hopefully they're going to be here today. We also ordered a proper flat mount enclosure, so this is a lot more professional and watertight, and hopefully it solves our issue and we have no more faulty Starlink from here on in. So guys, the next video is going to be us hightailing it for northern Canada. We are so incredibly excited to show you and bring you along on that really awesome adventure. And hey, thank you for being here. We appreciate every single one of you that comes and watches our videos every week and engages in our adventures. So thank you so much. Until the next one, keep it rolling. Dang it. Until the next one, keep on rowing. Peace.